Marv here from Team Stealth Rocks and coming at you with the Week 2 match of the NPBL. Doing a post commentary video for you guys. So let's get right into it. For this week's match, I played Eizanide, coach of the Lexington Leafeons, and he brought a team of Gigalith, Excadrill with that sand core there, Milotic, Noctowl, Megalodi, and Sylveon. Um, I didn't get. I figured he would bring the Megalodi, Sylveon, Milotic, and Excadrill. Was kind of iffy about the Gigalith. Excadrill can kind of function well without the Gigalith, but I did figure that he may or may not bring that. Totally was caught off guard by the Noctowl. I do know Eizanide brought the Sawsbuck last week, so I did look into Noctowl and what it kind of does. It's a little workup Hurricane set. I believe it does get Hypnosis. Is one of his Z-Mons, I do believe. So I did check that out. And he does have a roster: the Blacephalon, Milotic, Galvantula, Alolan Muck, Gigalith, Sawsbuck, Megalodi, Sylveon, Excadrill, Hariyama, and the Noctowl. Z users, Blacephalon and Noctowl. So I figured that Noctowl was Z something. Not quite sure. Um, yeah, so I was kind of sad not to see the Blacephalon. Um, I prepped pretty heavily for it. It did not really have the best matchup, but just it's so powerful. I did think he uh, may have wanted to bring that, but alas not. Um, but yeah, I was thrilled that he did not bring the Alolan Muck. Muck was just kind of a big pain in the ass. Thing just doesn't die. Um, Knockoff Poison Jab, just yeah, it was a problem. But he did not bring that. So let's just kind of go ahead here and start the match. So here we go. I'm gonna lead off with Seismitoad. Just kind of get up my rocks here. Now he's got the Milotic, and I'm thinking he really can't do much to me. He can fire off a Toxic, whatnot. But I contemplated. I went back and forth on the Toxic and the Stealth Rock. Toxic and the Stealth Rock. Because if he's Flame Orb, then that can be a bit of a problem to take down. Coco is really my way to do that. And then just general Toxicking. But I end up going for the Stealth Rocks. It's kind of, I don't know, I was kind of torn on it, especially when I saw him pop that Flame Orb. But he just fires off an Ice Beam here. Yep. And I get up my rocks. So there's the Flame Orb, and I'm like, oh boy, this guy's going to be a bulky nuisance. As he switches into the Megalodi, I am going to go out to Coco, realizing that Milotic really can't do much to my Coco, so put on some offensive pressure. So Coco in on Megalodi, figuring that he is the max HP set, knowing Megalodias pretty well from using it last season, and really putting in some work with it. It was actually put up for a ban in our league, and rightfully so. We did not ban it, but it is the best, or one of the best Megas for sure. But I am packing the Z Dazzling Gleam, and I get about a 70 to 80% chance to OHKO this thing after the Stealth Rock. So I just fire that off, knowing that he will probably set up here, or if he does go for an attack, I still outspeed, and so we're just going to go with that. And boom, lives on 4, as he does go for the Calm Mind. And I'm going to go for the Dazzling Gleam and knock it out. No sense in going to clicking an electric move, as he has the Excadrill. As he goes into Excadrill, he could be Scarfed, I don't know. I got to get out of here. I switch into the Seismitoad, a little bulky pivot there. As he does a nice double into the Noctowl, and I'm like, alright, what are we doing here? I'm going to fire off a Toxic as he goes for the workup. And of course I miss. Not good. Keep my calm. I'm going to switch out into the Snorlax, very Spadef this week. I eat a Moonblast, a Spadef, or a special attack drop, no matter. And he realizes, I gotta switch out of here. He sets the sand. I was gonna fire off just a nice body slam. I did a lot of damage. I do get the paralysis. I was kind of hoping to just kind of smack that knocked out pretty hard. I don't know if it would have lived, but I go Scizor. As he goes for the Earthquake, doing a nice chunk and not Mega Evolved yet. And then, so I'm going to just set up all over this thing as he goes for a Protect. And I was like, oh boy, there we go. Do not protect in front of a Mega Scizor. You get out of there, or you set up some rocks. But yeah, that was not good for him. I actually was thinking about another SD here, and I figured if he went into the Milotic, another SD really wouldn't have been too advantageous, but so I just go for the Bullet Punch. Good chance to knock that thing out, I believe, being weak to the Steel, as he just sacks off his Noctowl. Which is fine by me. I'm up 6-4 at this point. And then I am packing the U-turn here, and I should outspeed this Milotic, and I do. I can take a Scald, I can take the Haze. There's the Haze, and perfect. I'm sitting in front of his Milotic with a Koko. So I'm just going to fire off the T-Bolt here. If he switches into Excadrill, so be it. But this Milotic is a threat. I'm just going to fire off the T-Bolt. And as he does stay in, and we take her out. Up 6-3 now. And so I just want to talk about right here. We're up 6-3. And I'm thinking, how do I lose? What's going to happen here? He's got to make a big play in order to win. I'm going to fire off a taunt. If he subs, if he clicks SD, I don't necessarily think that he wins the game with that, perhaps. But maybe he could have. My Zygarde, probably, I don't know, could have lived a +2 Earthquake, or an Iron Head flinch. I mean, it could have been big problems here had he gone for an SD. So I'm going to fire off the taunt. I think this was my best play for sure. And he does well. He just fires off that Earthquake, and he will knock out my Koko. But now he's taunted. He cannot set up. He can't set up rocks. And I will go Seismitoad. Lando giving me props for that play. I just fire off a Scald. I Toxic the Sylveon, which is nice. We do not miss. He's going to fire off a Wish. He can just kind of sit in front of me if he wants and try to pass that into the Gigalith. But Gigalith's not doing much to me in return. So my Seismitoad just kind of is chilling. Gets the Wish back. Chance for a full paralysis too here. We'll see. He fires off an Earthquake, just 27%. He gets the Leftovers recovery. I believe I'm just going to fire off another Scald. And I do. No reason not to. Sandstorm. Lefties. Toxic. I live a Hyper Voice, but I'm going to switch out. Wishes up. And then here I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to put on some offensive pressure. With Earthquake, everything being weak to Earthquake, Sylveon not being physically bulky. Toxic really starting to wear that thing down. And as I said earlier, I am a Spadef set, 24% from Sylveon. And that does a lot. And Seismitoad taking down Sylveon with Toxic. And Gigalith. I will outspeed due to the paralysis here and take out the Gigalith. It's that Body Slam coming in clutch. And then we are up 5-1 here. Exeter's going to come in with the sand and go ahead and knock us out. And I could have brought in Seismitoad here perhaps, but Zygarde, he wasn't going to take me down from full. I just fire off that 1,000 arrows. We're going to pick up the nice 4-0 win against Eizanide and his Lexington Leafeons. So I think we were really able to just kind of stay in control of, the pace of the match, and we really had a lot of the good momentum there. We were able to take hits pretty darn well between our Seismitoad and Snorlax, and we took hits and we fired off hits. Just the bulky offensive nature of this, but yeah, GG to Eizanide. I was I was really fearing this match. I thought I thought this could have been um, a week in which we lost and went 1-1, and having to play excessive here in the coming days. It could have been a really dangerous start to the season, going potentially 1-2. Not where I want to be necessarily. So, but we're able to pick up the win. We're 2-0 on the season. Play excessive next week. Another member of Team Stealth Rocks. I'm looking forward to it. It's always a good match when him and I play each other. He might bring a little bit of the memes against me. I know he's kind of going a little easy, not as serious this season, but I might bring some funky stuff. I might not. We'll see, but we're going to try to pick up that W and go in 3-0. This is Marv for Team Stealth Rocks, signing out. It's the best move in the game. You guys know, faux shizzle. Best move in the game. Alright, later.